so everyone's paying particular attention. And what I'm proud to say is that we have the best team in the country to prepare for storms like this and certainly manage them once they begin. And these are the kind of people who can make a foot of snow that would paralyze other parts of America, make it look like a piece of cake, right? All right, that's great. Well, I want to introduce Department of Transportation Commissioner Marie-Therese Dominguez, who's done an extraordinary job. Our Thruway Director, Frank Hoare, managing the Thruways, keeping them open, that's great. Our DISH's Executive Deputy Director, Commissioner Terry O'Leary as well. And we have state personnel who've been planning for this since Wednesday, constant communication with locals, getting ready for all of our crews. Everybody's been ready and working around the clock, and I want to thank them. When you see them out on the roads, just please slow down, stay out of their way. They're doing their jobs, they're keeping us safe, and you have a role to play there as well. And I want to thank all the New Yorkers who heeded our warnings. We said, I spoke Friday, Saturday, please stay off the roads. And this is a time when you open those last presents that maybe you found behind the back of the trees, you're taking it down and eat the leftover cookies if they're still not too stale. But that allows our dream team to really get their jobs done, and I'm so grateful. So our forecast is simple. The winter storm warning is still in effect until 7 p.m. today. That's the Mid-Hudson, Southern Tier, Central New York, and the North Country as well, and in the capital region. Coastal flooding. This is an area where New York City was not hit with volumes of snow, as they could have had even the 1 or 2 inches they expected, but it's the coastal flooding along Long Island, southern Westchester, the Bronx, and northern Queens. And this is the first real test of our brand new state-of-the-art, first in the nation, Weather Risk Communications Center. And it's located at UAlbany. I was able to showcase this with Al Roker a couple of weeks ago. And knowing the exact snowfall amounts is absolutely critical, and it has really improved. This level of detail and accuracy has really improved our response time. We're seeing it already, so we're very, very excited about that. And we've been able to analyze forecasts, merge them with local data, and pinpoint how to direct our resources. So far, the highest snowfall amounts were in the Catskills and the eastern Hudson Valley, 14 inches in our winter today, Ulster County. And good news for our snow economy, the snowmobilers, the skiers, the people who just want to sled down a hill. So we're very excited about that for our people who've been waiting a long time for a good base of snow. Southern Tier and Central New York both had about 6 to 8 inches of snow. Capital region, it's still coming down, but we've had about 4 to 5 inches so far already, but it'll continue through the day. I know our friends in New York City have been waiting 693 days to be able to build a snowman, and lucky for them, or unfortunately for them, depending on your perspective, they're going to have to wait a little bit longer. No real accumulation there, but again, we're grateful to Mother Nature for having this happen on a weekend. Having this volume of snow at any time during rush hour or early morning commutes is always dangerous, and so having the snowfall start on a Saturday night and go into Sunday allows us a chance, with fewer people on the roads and fewer people who need to get somewhere, makes it a lot easier for us. So we're expecting a few more inches of snow, places north of Westchester, and a little bit of rain, a lot of rain actually, for New York City and Long Island. After 16 hours of snowfall, conditions are slushy and wet, and the roads are safe, and you'll get more details on that, but still be cautious. Again, you'll hear more from our commissioner about how important it is and who we have on the road and who's been deployed where. Our airports, no major cancellations, no major delays, minimal cancellations, which again is something other states are envious of. Subway, Amtrak, our trains are running safely, but there are some delays as well. Last night, as an aside, MTA was able to restore full service on the 1, 2, and 3 trains after this week's derailment. So we're really pleased that they could get those up and running, and they'll be in good shape for tomorrow's commute as well. Rest of the system running normally, no real delays. Amtrak did cancel a number of runs between Boston and New York last night, so if you plan to travel that route, make sure you check your information. Everyone's always worried about power outages. That's why I spoke for days about how we're deploying in different parts of the state our utility crews to make sure they can be responsive in real time, because as a mom who knows what it's like to be in the cold when the power's out with little kids, it can be dangerous. And so that's a high priority for us every time we get a forecast of snow coming down. We had about 1,035 power outages, but the good news is already 80% of that has already been restored, and most of them were in Broome County, some Schenectady. So that's why having 5,500 utility crew workers out there in advance can get that restored so quickly. So this storm may soon be done, but it's our cleanup phase. We want to make sure that we continue to do what we do and prepare for the next one. And that's what we're talking about, Tuesday storm. So it may just be rain, but very, very heavy rain. And if that's on top of snow or melting snow, there is a high risk of flooding in key parts of New York. And what we'll see is a wetter, windier conditions than we've seen in the last 24 hours. We could get 3 to 6 inches of rain on Tuesday. That is a lot of rain on top of the foot of snow from today. So it makes for dangerous road conditions. The heavy rain can also, on top of the snow, bring down power lines. So again, we're going to be monitoring this closely. We have a brief respite for cleanup tomorrow, and then we'll be heading into another storm on Tuesday. But again, when the ground's already saturated, a much higher chance of flooding. And so we'll be sharing some more details of what we know about Tuesday and Wednesday's storm. Tuesday is an important day here in the Capitol. It's my State of the State address, so to those of you traveling to hear that in person, take extra precautions and get on the roads a little bit earlier. But for now, stay safe, check your local forecasts, and you can, as I've said before, sign up for those alerts. Really, the first in the nation information coming right to you through high-tech operations. It's alert.ny.gov. And so before I turn it over to the pros here, I want to talk about some other pros that we're looking forward to them doing their jobs here today, and that would be the Buffalo Bills. So before I part, I want to say one thing, and that's go Bills. Retrice.
Thank you, Governor. All right. So it's great to be here this morning. Thank you very much, Governor. Our crews at the Department of Transportation have been preparing literally all year for snow and ice season, and so it's here. This is the first big storm of this year, 2024. You know, from dressing our plows, hanging all the iron, and filling our salt barns and our fuel tanks and everything, we've been shoring up our ranks and we're ready to go. This is what we do here at DOT. There's no snow fighting force anywhere in the country, I think, that's better or more effective than our folks here in New York State. We've been at this, as the governor said, we started planning last Wednesday. We've been out on 24/7 operations for the last 2 days, pre-treating the roads and now cleaning up and plowing across the state. We've been actively responding to impacted areas all across the state. So I want to say, as the governor said, a big thank you to New Yorkers. Your staying off the roads, your staying home allows us to do our jobs more effectively. Steer clear of the plow, stay away from the plow, let them have the berth that they need to get their jobs done. Also, I want to say a quick shout out. The governor mentioned the UAlbany system with Mesonet, and that project is something that is really important for all of us who do emergency response. It's real-time projections and updates that we're getting from the team at the Mesonet Center, and we really appreciate the partnership. It is very informative to our team and really helping set expectations and understanding what the snowfall is. That, in conjunction with some of the work that we're doing at DOT with cameras on our plows, gives us some real-time capability and information for on-the-ground conditions. And it's a great asset. It's technology that we're using to deploy and further inform our systems and our operations. In total, DOT is nearly 3,700 supervisors and operators that we've had available to respond to this storm, including 473 right here in the Capital Region. Drivers are working their beats on all the state roads. I was out this morning, everybody's out, including what we call the box here in the Capital Region. We've got alternate 7, 787, I-90 and the Northway, all creating the box around the Capital Region, getting that cleared, allowing people safe access. While we deployed 9 additional plow operators to the Hudson Valley and Long Island and Western New York, we're also sending about 21 equipment operators. We sent 21 equipment operators here into the Capital Region and to the Hudson Valley to make sure that that we've got full coverage of everything that we need to do. At the same time, we're getting a lot of opportunity now with this storm to do some additional training for our plow crews, and it's not just classroom work, but it's literally hands-on on the job, and this storm actually gives us that opportunity to actually get them certified in the way that they need to be. So the bottom line is we appreciate the snow. We appreciate everyone's patience. The snow is good for the economy, but at the same time, we want to make sure that people are safe and actually doing what they need to do. So our supervisors, our operators, our mechanics are going to continue to work 24/7 through the remainder of this storm until everything is cleaned up. As the governor said, we've got more weather coming in next week. As we clean up, we're going to make sure that our drains, our culverts, and everything else are in good shape. With this additional saturation with rain, it is important, so everybody just keep an eye on the continual weather forecasts as they come through. Again, please allow our operators, our snowplow operators, room to do their job. They only go about 30 to 35 miles an hour for their safety and for yours, so please be patient and give them the time and the effort that they need. With that, I'll turn it over to my colleague, Frank Hoare, Director of the Thruway Authority. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Commissioner Dominguez, and thank you, Governor. Good morning, everyone. Pleasure to be here with you. I'll echo what Commissioner Dominguez says about the tools that the Governor has given us to prepare and plan for these storms. Without that, our job would be much more difficult. An example of that is the preparation and planning allowed us to redeploy 3 snowplows and 7 personnel from your hometown in Buffalo down to the Hudson Valley to back up the teams there throughout the day. So thank you again for giving us those tools. Thank you for the dedicated men and women of the Thruway who have been out there now for 24 hours, starting their work yesterday morning. They worked through the night to keep the Thruway open. It is open from the New York City line up to Albany, west to Buffalo, and then down to the Pennsylvania line. It's up. We've had no major incidents throughout the night, no major accidents. So the road is open, will remain so, and we will continue our work throughout the day. At some point this afternoon, we'll start transitioning to prepare again for the weather that's coming in Tuesday and Wednesday. So again, thank you to all that do that. Again, ask the public to please help us, help you get to your destination safely by giving us the room to do our work, and to remember that those plows go about 35 miles an hour. So again, be safe, slow down, and be aware of the conditions out there. Thank you very much.
All right. Terry, is there anything we missed at all? Is there anything we want to? Okay, all right. Some on-topic questions? No, I thought I'd be saying hello to them in here, and I realized they're all out there doing their job. So usually I do. We brought over coffee and donuts as a treat for them, but look forward to thanking them on when they're done with their next run. But grateful for them. This is hard work. I've actually ridden in snowplows before. I went on a shift once. It's physically challenging. You're up high and you're hitting all these, the debris in the road and the snow, and you get kind of slammed around, and it's hard on the body. So I have a renewed appreciation for what those men and women do. They do extraordinary work, and they go through the night, and they don't stop until the job's done. So they are consummate public servants.
Governor, you mentioned the winter economy. Have you spoken to some of these ski resorts in different places?
Oh, yes. They've been waiting, and it's been a rough time. I love to snowmobile, I love to ski, I love all those winter sports, and it's for a lot of parts of our state, it's been a long drought, and it is an important part of our economy. North Country, Capital Region, Southern, there's ski resorts in Western New York, the Hudson Valley, Catskills. So it's really important for us. We do a lot of advertising. Come to New York for the winter. We show everybody skiing and having a great time. So now we'll be able to show that it's actually operations, and it affects the economy of the local communities. And so we want to encourage people to get out there and support them, support the small businesses, and get out there and enjoy it, embrace this. This is what we do in New York. Embrace winter. Love it.
Thanks,
all right, go Bills. It's slowly, it's actually the muscle here. not the arm, it's a pec muscle. Slowly improving, I'll say. I probably should do a little less, but I won't, so it's going to take longer than it would normally. So thank you, everybody.